Now this one, you may want to come a little closer to take a look at this one. Now, I did fall in love with this container. Is that... Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Not Afraid to Garden. So today I want to be able to talk about terrariums. Now I know in other videos I did a video tutorial on how to create these terrariums, but I think it's time to do a review, maybe just an update on how they're doing, because I think there's some pluses and some lessons learned on these terrariums for me anyway. So I want to be able to bring you on, what the status is for them today. So don't forget, guys, if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button so that way you can be notified of all these wonderful videos that are coming along and in the future, again, of my plants, indoor plants, my outdoor plants, my greenhouse, and all of that fun stuff. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. So let's get to it. So I have 4 terrariums that I created. Oh, these have been, actually I created these about a couple of months ago. And I'm going to link the videos on where I created these terrariums. So my favorite is this one. So we're going to get a closer glimpse of all these terrariums, so that way you can see the inside of what it looks like. Now, I have 3 that are covered and 1 that's not, that I keep it open, and that's okay. You can either cover them up completely for that extra humidity that you need, depending on the plants, or you can leave it open and just allow these plants to grow right out of the container itself. Now these containers, so you know where I did purchase these. I purchased these at the Goodwill. So the Goodwill has a ton of glassware, and you guys can stop by and just take a look at what you need depending on the size of the terrarium that you're looking to create. Now this top here, this is actually a Pyrex pie plate. So I am using it as a cover for this one here, and it's been working wonderful. So some things have more use more than one. So let's get started with this one. So this one has been covered all through the time, all these months. And let's take a look at the plant itself. Get a little closer. Come on in, guys. And let's take a look at, let's do a little rundown on what the plants that I have in here. So I do have some pothos in here. Look at the gorgeous variegation on these. Oh my goodness. The marble pothos, I want to say. This one, this is a Peperomia. I've got a Cryptanthus in here, and actually, guys, Cryptanthus is probably one of the best sort of succulents that you can use in a terrarium. I have one of the pink vein plants here. I also have, if you take a look on this side, I have a jewel orchid. Look at this one right here. That's the jewel orchid. And I have a baby jewel orchid growing on this side here, right there. Actually, this is the vein plant here, the pink one. And I have another one. Oh my God, I forgot what these are called right now, but I'll leave you the name on this. So they are growing wonderful in here. I did put some pebbles in here, a couple of little rocks in here, just to give it a little character in there, just a little something. But the one problem that I am experiencing with a lot of these terrariums is the growth of this, more like this moss that's growing in there. And I know there are some tools that you could actually purchase. They look like scissors, more like surgical scissors, and then you can literally just snip them as they grow. So I do need to get some of those items, so that way I can make it easier just to work with these terrariums. So again, this is my favorite one, and it's doing wonderful. I only water it. I actually spray the soil here once every month, maybe, or every month and a half. It stays only because it's covered up, so it stays pretty good, and it's filled in already. So I'm not going to put any more plants in here I'm just going to allow them to, whatever's in there, to grow. So let's move on to the open one. Now the open one, I don't experience that moss growth in here as this one, because again, it's the humidity is not being contained in there. But I pretty much have the same plants in here, and they are growing a bit faster because it is open. But yes, look how beautiful this container is. Now I could get a lid, I could trim these plants back and then cover it up. But I wanted to be able to have one open so that way I have something different. Then let's move on to this round one. This one I want to, so I have a spider plant and I also have the pothos in here. I have 3 pothos and a spider plant. That's all I have in here. But I figured let's add something in there today. I actually have a lady fern. Fern plant here, and I want to plant that in there because ferns do wonderful in these terrariums. So let's get a little closer, guys, so you guys can see. I'm just going to plant that in here. Again, I have my roots already on this plant. This was in one of my containers outside. With this, I'm just going to open up in here, and just make a little opening in the soil. I do have pebbles in here underneath, so that way the soil, well, the water can actually run through and it doesn't stay kind of contained in there on the top there. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that looks, guys. Look at that. That is beautiful. I have to admit that ferns do definitely bring in lots of beauty to these terrariums. So experiment with different ferns in there. In a few minutes, I'm going to go over the list of plants that you can use in there. I also have these little tiny ferns, and this is from my fern mother plant, and it's this huge plant. I just literally purchased it this past weekend, and the fern actually grows or propagates itself on top of the fern leaves. So that's how it grows. So I snipped a couple of them and I'm going to plant them in here, so that way they can continue to grow. And because again this one is covered up, the humidity will help it to develop those roots that it's going to need. So I'm going to put 2 in here. And then we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe a couple of months from now we'll come back and we'll take a look and see how these ferns are growing in here. All right, I think that's enough in there because, maybe not. You know what? I also have a Peperomia here, and I think I want to place it in there. So as you guys can see, this is already rooted. I think I can separate 2 in here. So look at this one. And Peperomias, again, they do really good in terrariums. So I'm going to plant this one in here also. And then I've got this rock in here. Look how beautiful this is. Is that gorgeous? It's like a pink tone. Let's clean it up a little bit here. Take out any of this excess. This is that moss that it grows. But I put this rock in the center so that way I can have some type of color in here also. I don't want to cover up my fern. All right, so I'm going to put this one, Peperomia, probably close to the center here, because it's probably one of the tallest plants here that it's going to grow. So let me give it some room. I'm going to put it right in the center here. There you go. So I just added 4 new plants in here. Now normally I will come in and I will spray this. I'm just going to add just a tad bit of water. only because I just planted these. And periodically, again, if you have a mist bottle, just take the lid off, spray just a little bit, and cover it right back in again. And that's all that you need to do. All right, so that's this one. So we're done with that one. Ooh, now this one. You may want to come a little closer to take a look at this one. Now, I did fall in love with this container. Is that gorgeous? Look at this. Again, I did get this at the Goodwill. And I figured, let me use this as a terrarium, right? I mean, the thought was nice, but I ran into one problem. It's too small, or I think I put too much of the soil, and then look, everything kind of overgrew here. So if you guys take a closer look in here, I do have Syngoniums in here, Terrascantia, look at this, but it's overgrown in here. As you guys can see, I mean, all these plants are ready to kind of pop out of there. Look at that. So what I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to snip all this. I don't know, I may have to do this terrarium all over again and take the soil out and take all those plants out, and then just bring the soil just a little further down, not further up here. And on top of that, Terrascantias too, they do grow pretty quick, and these Syngoniums, so maybe I could just maybe use these in there. Look how beautiful these are. I think these are Petunias. I believe that's what they are. And these are wonderful for the terrariums. And then here's more of the pink polka dot plants, I think it is. That's called. So I do have a variety. So I do have plans to actually redo this one. So I may think about doing that. So guys, if you think about creating any of these terrariums, I know my friend Andrea, my co-worker, she and her son are actually going to start creating terrariums. They're going to start working on them. So I figured, you know what, they can also take a look at these and maybe get some ideas, you know, as to how these terrariums work. Again, they're not high maintenance. The only thing is, again, periodically just open them up, a little mist, and that is it. Make sure that they are getting plenty of light. And just, you know what, this is how you showcase your plants also. That's another way to showcase them. And that's how I showcase these plants. And they are spread out throughout the whole house. So here's my collection of terrariums. I may just continue to add on. So we'll see. I would like something larger than this, but I'll have to see if I can find something that large. Again, these containers, glass containers, are very expensive, so save yourself a couple of dollars. Maybe you can buy a purchased one already used, and shop around for the consignment shops and the Goodwills. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it has been fun for me because this is my first time that I've had them all together to look as to what is happening in here. So thank you again, and again, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you for all of your support, and I will catch you guys on my next video next week. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Not Afraid to Garden. Peace.